I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes, so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler Sports and this is the Sport Report.
And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. Welcome to a special edition of this all crazy sport newscast.
Broadcasting from somewhere in the United States.
Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Independence Day, Thursday, July 4th, 2019.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports, and this is the Sport Report. It's time to get you caught up on what's happening in the world of sports. This is Top of the Order.
In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
This is Top of the Order.
Our top story comes from Lyon, France again. It's the second semi-final between Netherlands and Sweden in the FIFA Women's World Cup, and the Netherlands, in the 99th minute, on a goal by Jackie Groenen, gives the Dutch the 1-0 victory over the Swedes. So the third place game will take place on Saturday in Nice, France, between England and Sweden, 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox. That is Saturday, July 6th. On Sunday, July 7th in Lyon, where both semifinals were held at 11 a.m. Eastern, it'll be the United States versus the Netherlands, also on Fox. The winner will win the FIFA Women's World Cup, either the United States' fourth title or the Netherlands' first title. The Dutch were a dark horse to win this tournament, behind favorites USA, France, and Germany. We'll see if the Dutch prevail or if the US repeat. In other sporting news, in the Cricket World Cup in the United Kingdom, England needed to defeat New Zealand, and they did just that. They defeat the Kiwis by 119 runs. New Zealand is probably going to finish in fourth place as long as Pakistan do not make up an insane run rate against Bangladesh on Friday. The run rate is the tiebreaker. It's similar to the goal difference in soccer. Currently, Pakistan trail by 0.8 on the run rate. That's almost impossible to make up in one game after playing 8 games in this tournament, but anything can happen. England will play either Australia or India. England gave India their first loss of this Cricket World Cup. That all depends on how the rest of the matches finish. Australia have yet to play South Africa, and India have yet to play Sri Lanka. Those two matches are on Saturday the 6th. There were 2 other soccer events, but we didn't include them with the FIFA Women's World Cup because we didn't want to commingle it with Top of the Order. In the footballing world, USA defeats Jamaica 3-1. They'll play Mexico in the Gold Cup final on Sunday. That'll be on Fox Sports 1 at 9 p.m. Eastern, Sunday, July 7th. In the Copa America, Peru defeats Chile 3-0. Peru will play Brazil in the final. Chile moves to the third place match against Argentina on Saturday. That'll be at Corinthians Arena in Brazil, where the tournament is being hosted, 3 p.m. Eastern on the Telemundo network between Argentina and Chile on Saturday the 6th. On Sunday the 7th, it will be Brazil versus Peru, as we've mentioned, at the Maracanã in Rio de Janeiro. That'll also be on Telemundo. Brazil defeated Peru 5-0 in their third and final group stage encounter between these two sides earlier in this tournament. Will we see a similar scoreline, or will Peru shock everyone like they shocked Chile? Tune in Sunday, Monday's edition of the Sport Report to find out. That covers our soccer and our cricket. We now transition to the final sport of the night, Major League Baseball.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone!
And Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Touch 'em all, Joe.
Home run! Mike Piazza!
Jeter backhands from the outfield grass. Got it! Man, what a play!
Now from Major League Baseball.
There were 16 games on the Major League Baseball calendar. We'll start with a doubleheader in Chicago. In Game 1, the Chicago White Sox defeat the Detroit Tigers 7-5. In his debut for the Chicago White Sox, Dylan Cease gets his first ever victory. He had 6 strikeouts in 5 innings of work for the White Sox, who win by 2 in the first game. In the second game, it became a little bit more wild. That one took 12 innings to finish, and the Tigers, they had led up until the 7th 7th-inning stretch. The White Sox added 3 in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Both teams added 1 in the 10th, and then Jose Abreu had a walk-off 3-run home run. Chicago White Sox 9, Detroit Tigers 6. The Tigers are 27 games under 500 at 27-54. The White Sox get the sweep on the doubleheader. They will play one more game later today at 2:10 p.m. Eastern to finish out the series. In the other 14 games, we'll start in Colorado. Houston Astros 4, Colorado Rockies 2. Yuli Gurriel hits his 3rd homer in 2 games. This one a 450-foot home run. The Astros get the sweep over the Rockies, who are hosting fireworks during this 2-game series. Wade Miley gets his 7th win of the season for the Astros. Roberto Osuna his 19th save for Houston. Washington Nationals 3, Miami Marlins 1. Steven Strasburg has 14 strikeouts, tying a career high for him. He had 7 1/3 innings of work, and the Nationals win by 2. Strasburg improves to 10-4 with a 3.64 ERA on the season. Sean Doolittle gets his 19th save for Washington. Toronto Blue Jays 6, Boston Red Sox 3. The Red Sox had led, and then they didn't lead depending on whether it was the top of the inning or the bottom of the inning, but the Blue Jays pulled ahead in the 6th with 2 in the bottom half of the 6th and 1 in the bottom half of the 8th. Chris Sale is credited with his 8th loss of the season. He's 3-8 for the Red Sox. Cincinnati Reds 3, Milwaukee Brewers 0. Sonny Gray improves to 5-5 with a 3.59 ERA for the Reds. The Brewers only had 4 hits on the evening. Baltimore Orioles 9, Tampa Bay Rays 6. This was a 3-3 game heading into the 9th inning. Baltimore had 6 in the top half of the 9th. Tampa Bay only got 3 back in the bottom half of the 9th. In the Subway Series, New York Yankees 5, New York Mets 1. Domingo Germán improves to 10-2 for the Yankees, a 3.67 ERA for him. Jason Vargas falls to 3-4 with a 3.77 ERA for the Mets. Atlanta Braves 9, Philadelphia Phillies 2. Nick Pivetta falls to 4-3 for the Phillies. Atlanta broke open this game. They led the entire game after the bottom half of the 4th inning. They added 6 in the bottom half of the 6th to break it open. LA Angels 6, Texas Rangers 2. Mike Trout had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs for the Angels. Cleveland Indians 4, Kansas City Royals 0. Mike Clevenger improves to 2-2 for the Indians, as the Royals are held to 5 hits on the afternoon. In 12 innings, Minnesota Twins 4, Oakland Athletics 3. The A's almost won it in the bottom half of the 10th inning, but Matt Chapman was ruled out at home, even though it looked like his foot had touched home plate before the tag had gotten there. Inconclusive evidence means that the A's can't win, and the game went 2 more innings before the Twins had a single by Mitch Garver to left field to put them ahead. San Francisco Giants 7, San Diego Padres 5. Trevor Gott improves to 5-0 on the season. He only pitched an inning in this game, as the starter Anderson only pitched 4 innings, meaning he is not qualified for a victory. You have to pitch 5 innings to be qualified for a win in Major League Baseball. The Giants also hit back-to-back home runs in the top half of the 3rd inning. St. Louis Cardinals 5, Seattle Mariners 2. St. Louis scored all 5 of their runs in the top half of the 9th inning, as Roenis Elias is credited with his 2nd blown save of the season for the Mariners. 2 more chaotic games. 2 nights ago, the Arizona Diamondbacks became the first team in the live ball era since 1920, that is, to walk 5 straight batters and lose the game. They basically walked in 2 runs, one of them to tie the game for the Dodgers, the other one to win the game for the Dodgers. Well, the Dodgers win by the same scoreline last night, this time in 10 innings. 5-4 over the Diamondbacks. The Dodgers, well, they just find ways to win ball games, I tell you. Cody Bellinger, who almost got hit by a pitch twice 2 nights ago, as he was the final batter that Arizona's bullpen faced, well, he hit a walk-off home run in the 10th inning for the Dodgers last night. Joe Kelly gets his 3rd win of the season. He's been struggling mightily, over a 5.7 ERA for him. He's one of the Dodgers relievers, came over from the Boston Red Sox in the offseason. And in the final game of the night, Pittsburgh Pirates 6, Chicago Cubs 5. Craig Kimbrell is credited with the loss, but you can't help but think that the Cubs outfielders and fielders in general could have helped him not get that loss. In the bottom half of the 9th inning, well, this is how it went. Newman grounded out, Diaz walked, Hokang doubled, and then there was a mound visit. And then Adam Frazier reached on a fielder's choice. That tied the game at 5 as Diaz scored. And then Corey Dickerson hit a sac fly to Schwarber in left field. And that was the game. 6-5, Pirates win. You could make the argument that had Diaz not been walked and Wilson Contreras hadn't dropped a pop fly in right field, then Diaz wouldn't have made it to third base on the ensuing double, and the fielder's choice wouldn't have scored Diaz. But blame who you wish. The Pirates win 6-5. Kimbrel's ERA is now 16.88 in his very few appearances for the Cubs this season. That's the Sport Report for Independence Day, Thursday, July 4th, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. Do you want to contact Chandler Sports or members of the Sport Report team? Visit sportreportcws.com.
This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler Sports is strictly prohibited.